So yes, the brand new Madden 26 trailer is out, but first, big shout out to Madden for sponsoring this video. I was able to go down there and try the game out for about 3 hours. They gave a presentation, they showed us this trailer, and I gotta say, bro, I was really impressed by a lot of what I saw down there. Now I'm gonna start off by taking a look at this. You see Patrick Mahomes, you see Josh Allen. Quarterback DNA is gonna be a thing in Madden 26. That is where you see basically the quarterbacks play like themselves. The coaches will be coaching like themselves. The celebrations, you'll be able to pick those similar to how they were in college football 26. You see the football weather. We're gonna talk about all of that as well. A lot of slipping and sliding. They have the heavy snow in the game. They even shouted out the Madden modding community when they talked about putting heavy snow in Madden 26. But I gotta tell you, dude, it looks absolutely amazing in the game, especially at night. You're gonna see snow flying all over the place. Saquon hurdling folks. The intros are in the game. The mascots. Everything is looking amazing about Madden 26. They actually have their own presentation packages for like Thursday night football, Sunday night football, Monday night football that have their own theme music and everything, dude. I am telling you, you're gonna be in awe when it comes to the presentation. It really feels like you are watching a real NFL game. But let's go back to the top. I'm gonna have the trailer playing in the background. I also have the link down in the description so you can hear it with the music and all that good stuff. And also the link to the blog that I'm gonna be talking about throughout this video. So the first thing that they mention is quarterback DNA. You know, the quarterback position is said to be the most important, the most iconic position in sports. And they want to make sure that the quarterbacks play and look as they do in real life. So you're going to be able to see them pull off some things that only certain quarterbacks can do, like some of the runs that Josh Allen does, some of the crazy throws while he's taking off, all of that good stuff. They also mentioned the coach DNA, so Dan Campbell, you know he's going to be going for it a lot more. They even have something called Coach Speak. So if you're playing as the Lions, Dan Campbell will offer various suggestions depending on the down and distance. But I mean, you know, you can't count on punting at all when it comes to him. And speaking of coaches, when you go into franchise mode, there's going to be a ton more customization for your coach. So for example, you can go in and pick a different top. You can change up the bottom. You can get different shoes. For example, they showed one coach and he had on like ballin' shorts with a dress shirt and Nike shoes. So you can do all kinds of different combinations when it comes to customizing your coach. Now, wear and tear is gonna be in Madden 26, and there's an easy way that you can go through and substitute your players out by just pushing up on the D-pad, similar to other games where you're making subs. And they also have new depth chart positions. Those are gonna be edge, nose tackle, long snapper, and the versatile gadget position. I believe Travis Hunter might be listed as a gadget. He will be able to play both ways, but he has an ability that no one else is gonna have in the game. I believe they said it's called like Iron Man. It will allow him to play both sides of the ball and not experience as much wear and tear, okay? Now, the next thing that I want to touch on is the football weather. Now, of course, you know, this was something that we tried out as soon as we got to play the game. We went and put it on heavy snow. And I gotta tell you, dude, I had one game where it went into the third quarter and the game was still 0-0 because the snow was going crazy. We were slipping and sliding all over the place. When you try to kick a field goal, it was nearly impossible. And they mentioned to us that they added fog to the game as well. So there could be a scenario where you're dropping back to pass and your receivers are way down the field and it's so foggy that the icons might actually disappear from the screen when you're trying to pass the ball, okay? The wind is gonna matter. When you're trying to kick a field goal, that is definitely gonna matter in the snow. Like I said, there's a lot of slipping and sliding. There's snow flying all over the place. You are gonna love the weather when it comes to Madden 26, dude. And like I said about the intros, they've added mascots. The presentation is looking absolutely insane. Another cool detail that they mentioned about uniforms and stadiums, let's say you rock the creamsicles with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you do that, then the stadium will reflect that as well. So you'll have the logos with the creamsicle. The stadium will look exactly like the uniform that you pick. So if you go with the Eagles and rock black, you'll have some of the black logos on the field. I thought that was a really cool detail that they added as far as presentation this season. You know what I'm saying? But now you know I want to talk about some superstar mode. Of course, you know you can bring your player from Road to Glory, College Football 26, and import them into Madden. But this time they are going to have like career chapters that will guide you along the path of becoming a superstar. So you can start as a bench player and work your way into different phases of your career by meeting objectives, okay? But if you fail to please your coach, you can find yourself back on the bench and looking at a redemption arc. So you can build and manage crucial relationships with coaches, teammates. They even had like agents, tattoo artists. They showed us all of this. It's called the Sphere of Influence system. And you basically have to balance your relationships. So for example, I could have a choice to go to meet a tattoo artist and I'll be able to get a tattoo. But if I do that, I might miss out on some crucial training. So you're the one that's gonna make your own story. They mentioned to us that if you get drafted to the same team, the same position, it won't really matter because you will not see the same story as another player, okay? Everything matters in your season when it comes to Superstar. That goes from record to weather to matchups. All of that comes into effect and shapes out your story of the week narratives from week to week. So you're gonna have a different storyline every single week, dog. It sounds really dope for Superstar mode. I'm really looking forward to all of that. There will also be online head-to-head mini games. More of that in the Superstar Deep Dive, but you are gonna be able to compete against other players in like one-on-one drills and all of that good stuff. So man, this stuff is sounding absolutely amazing. A couple of things about gameplay. They mentioned to us that they wanted the players that run a 4-2 to feel like they are really running a 4-2. So you are going to be able to feel the difference in the speed of players. They were mentioning how College Football 26 felt really fast, but then you came over to Madden and it was a little slower. So, you know, they wanted to make sure you felt that speed and the locomotion when you're running around on Madden 26. Another thing, they mentioned the physics. You could tell a difference in the tackling. It felt really good with the amount of time that I had with the game, you feel me? So I'm so hyped, like I said before. Make sure you drop a like and sub if you haven't. I'll be keeping up with all of this news on College Football 26, Madden 26. Hopefully, I'll be able to bring you some early gameplay similar to last season. Also, if you have any questions about Madden, drop it in the comments. I'll do my best to answer as many questions as I can if I'm able to. You know, some of this stuff is still under embargo. But until next time, hey, I hope you enjoyed the trailer and some of the information. Go down below and watch the full thing with the music. And also click on the link to check out the blog and to pre-order. Take me out of here, Siri!
That's nasty. Peace.